Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. If you're watching this when it airs, then happy Monday. And today I am going to be talking about what is your SP thinking? What is your SP assuming? And who is creating your reality? And from the perspective of everyone as you pushed out, using your thoughts to create when you're manifesting for a change in a specific person and how you can easily, effortlessly stay on track. Okay. Before I get started, all the links to booking one-on-one coaching and hypnosis are in the description box below, as well as handy dandy links to grabbing any of my self-study courses, as well as my pre-recorded hypnosis audios. Okay. So you guys, I get asked this question a lot, like, who is manifesting who if in my reality, my specific person has, do they have free will? Who has free will? Who's creating? What's going on here? And then I actually got asked a question by a subscriber that was a great question. So this was for Haraya Manawari. And the question was that hoping someone can answer their question. If everyone is me pushed out, does this mean your SP is also creating you based on his assumptions of you? Does this mean that you being needy with him, but not with others, means that SP assumed you to be needy with him? Does this mean that if SP has a negative assumption of you, you will be pushed out like what he negatively assumed? Okay. Now, the simple answer to this question, which does make sense though, right? It would make sense because we've all been taught to believe and think that people in our reality aren't connected to us, that we're not really creating our experience, that we're victims of our reality, and that we don't really have a say in a lot of things that go on here. Okay, so if you're at this point in your journey, or if you're asking this, and for this dear subscriber, thank you so much for asking this because it's a great question. I get asked this a lot, and it was something that I asked myself once upon a time in my journey too. My quick answer is, remember that you're the creator of your experience. You're the designer, you're the interpreter, you're the one giving meaning to things that happen, and you create what's going on. So to keep it simple and as a effortless way to kind of look at this and as a hack, and to keep it like that you can really be unaffected by what's happening outside of you when you begin to think thoughts like this, is to think, okay, no, this is my reality. This is my experience. I'm giving meaning thoughts and ideas to everyone and everything. So all that matters is me, what I'm thinking about me, what I'm holding true to me, and my beliefs and assumptions within myself. Just as a reminder, remember that your beliefs create your thoughts. They send out into your circumstance, into your reality, and then we have a physical experience in our 3D reality. So what we want to be thinking is deciding what your SP is thinking, deciding what is my SP assuming, what is my SP feeling about me right now. To go back to like this subscriber and this question, and I have had clients who are so much like this, it makes a lot of sense. If you're feeling needy, or you're projecting onto your partner or to your specific person that they think, do they think I'm needy? Do they have an assumption of me that makes me needy? Like, are you reverberating off of their thoughts? That's what this question comes down to, right? The answer is, let's not think that, right? If you're being needy or you're asking a lot of questions or you're doing a lot, we want you to focus on your self-concept, being grounded, connected within you, finding strength, priority within yourself, feeling whole and complete and secure on your own. That is the most necessary component to manifesting a specific person. Remember, though, that self-concept isn't the same for everybody. So it's not to say that everyone should be thinking and feeling and assuming, I am confident, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am gorgeous. Everyone's mind is different. I've done so many videos about this, you guys. But remember that if you're thinking that they're thinking, I'm needy, or you're thinking that they're thinking that they have negative assumptions of you, we want to say, bring it back to you, bring it back to self. Rewind the tape in the mind, which I mean to say, like slowing yourself down, getting present within you, getting present within yourself, finding strength, finding wholeness, finding completeness, finding a sense of centeredness within you. The other caveat here, you guys, to think about is that really to manifest for a specific person, change what's going on with them in your outer reality, being established, being connected, being self-loving, being self-liking, being gentle with yourself through the process is so necessary, because what I've seen a lot is that people have a certain circumstance in their physical reality with a specific person. Then they find out that, oh, my thoughts create. Oh, I create my reality. So I'm going to do a bunch of things and say a bunch of stuff and do a bunch of affirmations and then get mad at myself when it's not working. So the real issue there is the concept of self, of being gentle with yourself, on your side, being self-forgiving, moving through life, feeling your feelings, moving forwards, and to keep on getting yourself back on track. That's so much of the creating of your future aspect. So to go back to this question, if we sit with the feeling, if we sit with the thought of does their assumption affect me? Like, are they creating me from their perspective? Like, the thing is this, we don't exactly know, we don't have a barometer to check the energy of people, but what I like to think about is that it all comes back to you. It comes back to, what am I holding within myself about me? What am I holding within myself about them? But like for most of my clients who are manifesting for a specific person, we want to flip that a little bit and make them wanting to pursue you, chase after you, a little bit needy for you perhaps in the beginning, or to rectify and to kind of reignite a situation with somebody. Remember that your thoughts are things and your thoughts create, and it takes persisting in the new thoughts, the new stories. So that's the other kind of answer. Once you stabilize and once you create that sense of coming back to having grounded, connected, higher self-esteem, more self-confidence, being connected within you, then we use that as the jumping off point for thinking like, oh, I'm changing this now. This is different now because I am creating a new belief system in my mind. And I am thinking now that I am content, I am satisfied, I am loved, I am adored. See, if you're loved and you're adored, you're not needing for someone and you're not needy, right? So I hope that this clears this up in a roundabout way, and how to really use this to implement this if you feel this way. Because if you do feel like you're needing after somebody and your needs aren't met and this whole dynamic is happening, we really want to cancel all of that out and say, thank you so much for creating that. If it was me, Alexis, thank you so much for creating this. I've learned from this. I'm moving forwards. I'm moving through it. I'm creating anew. My needs are met within myself. I am feeling whole, content, complete within myself. And my specific person feels whole, content, and complete with me. They like to do things with me. They like to do things for me. They're coming up with ideas for me. They're thinking of things for us. They like contributing to our relationship, right? So it's always coming down to your thoughts, yes, because your thoughts are things, your thoughts create. Your thoughts are transmitters that transmit out into your reality. And so if your thoughts create, you guys, the biggest thing is stabilizing your thoughts, stabilizing your mind, allowing your mind to be as clear, as open as possible, and receptive and intentional. To find purpose in the mind, we first need it to be open and clear. Okay. Like, I like to think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that within those hierarchy of needs, we can implement it and cross-reference it in a way to the mind where we need that foundation, like the foundation of the house, where in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it would be food and shelter. For the mind and for creating your reality, especially creating love with a specific person, is to have that foundation of safety, of strength, of consistency. Now, also, I want to say, it isn't to be creating safety, creating strength, creating this whole thing, and then saying, where's SP at? Okay. Because that happens a lot. I hear it all the time. It's like, okay, Alexis, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling safe. I'm feeling stable. And then, hey, yo, where they at? And then we're looking at our phone, because that's what everyone does. Okay. That's not really it. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, creating within yourself the stability of like a rooted tree, or the stability of a beautiful flower where it's rooted in the earth. And you can do this through your thoughts, your thinkings, your feelings. Your thoughts do create your feelings, but you can also really use your imagination to decide. Like, for a lot of people, I will say too, in love and relationships, because that's what I coach mainly about. In love and relationships, there's such an imprint for a lot of people, from primary caregivers, people in their reality, previous relationship. There is such an imprint that comes out with love and relationships and programming of feeling insecure, of feeling anxious, of feeling worried, feeling afraid. If that's you, then all that means is that being close to somebody triggers those things within you. and you want to rectify those as part and parcel to your manifesting. You guys, it's so necessary. And also because it creates you to have those things like, if you're feeling, going back to this question, right? If you're feeling needy, which might lead to feelings of like over functioning with your thinking and doing a lot of like manifesting, but you're not really getting anywhere and feeling very anxious. If that's you, the answer really isn't in manifesting for someone to meet those needs, because that usually we can't hold on to the manifestation. That's a signal to you to be like, oh, my needs aren't met within me. What can I do to balance those needs? And like, also, I want to say too in this video, you guys, like we talk a lot here about mental diet, and we talk a lot about thoughts or things and creating your thoughts, right? Also, think to yourself, what am I the happiest doing? Right? If you feel like you're kind of in a rut with your manifesting or you're in a rut with your thinking, I want to ask you too, on this Monday, what can you possibly take action in for yourself that helps you feel like you're grounded, that helps you feel like you're connected, that gives you like that spark because you love doing that thing? Okay. Like I remember when I first talked about this, when I was first part of this team, I mentioned, and everyone thought it was so fun, that I had taken up roller skating. I had developed like some new hobbies. It was in my manifesting journey. And you guys, that was actually about a year before I married my now husband. And then 2 years before I had my son. Okay. But just to say, like, I feel for me, Alexis, in my journey, I'm constantly trying to find new things to do, love my life more, do new things, pick up new hobbies, because I also know when I'm doing those things that I like to do, that my mind is more easily to think thoughts that I like, right? Like if I had to go out and do something, or I was made to do an activity that I really just don't like to do, oh my gosh, like it would be a lot more difficult to focus on what I'm creating in my life and for my family, because I would be engaging in something I don't like to do, right? So know these things about yourself. Like, what can you do this week to feel better? What can you do as an activity to add into your life, to make it more fun, to make it more juicy, to get more in love with whatever you're creating? Because it all comes down to you. And the more that you can infuse your activities with things that bring you joy, that give you that like spark of life, that make you happy, that make you just feel like, oh my gosh, this is why I'm here. I love being myself. Let's do those too, because then it makes it so much easier to find that sense of strength, sense of security, sense of stability. And that therefore, when you're creating your specific person, you're coming from already having those things. Okay. All right, you guys. So I intend that this video has given you some new tips, some new tricks to implement and to do, and to like, let's get on board with like having fun with all of this. And that this is like a joy, kind of like reawakening to the ability to think, like creating your reality can be a fun experience. And that the more that you are in that positive feeling, and that just like being content, being happy, moving through life, moving through the day, the easier it is to manifest everything else. All right. So if you want my tips or you want my help one-on-one with whatever your situation is, please book a session. I would love to help you and guide you through and give you just tips and tricks and mental diet help, either through coaching or with hypnosis. All right, you guys. So love yourselves today. Go out and make this week awesome. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.